Hey guys, welcome back to FicklinTv. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I know that we have gotten like a flood of new subscribers. So welcome to our family. I really appreciate you guys being here. And I wanted to do something a little bit more deeper and personal because of the new people that we have. I want you guys to get to know us a little bit more. And even the fam that's been rocking with us for years now. This is gonna be something that I've never really touched on before. I've been a little hesitant to share this with you guys just because I know how real it is for me. But I feel like it's important for me to share my story. I've gotten little comments from people saying you guys are like the urban Huxtables and little things like that. But I want you guys to really understand that we haven't always been in the position that we're in right now. And everyone has a story. Sometimes the things that you think are bad for you end up being the best things that happen to you and just make your story that much better. And also to inspire some young girls to know that if you are in a situation that it isn't the end of the world, you aren't destined to be nothing, and this isn't the end of your story. So let's get into it. Okay, so if you see me looking down, I'm basically just looking at my notes. I wanted to write everything down so I wouldn't forget. So the first thing I'm going to touch on is how did you find out you were pregnant? I always start my cycle every 28 days. So when I missed my cycle for the first time, I knew I didn't want to accept the fact that I was probably pregnant. Paris' dad was older than me and he lived with his sister. So we would often be at his house. I told him that I think I might be pregnant. He thought I might be pregnant and we told his sister. She gave us some pregnancy tests. I took the test and of course they came back positive. I lost it. I'm freaking out. I was 17 years old. She was like, okay. She told me about this place called Cop Pregnancy. It's basically like a church. They do pregnancy confirmations. They help you get insurance straightened out. They also host like parenting classes, a labor and delivery class. It's very, very helpful if you find yourself to be in this position. So we went there. They did an ultrasound, basically confirmed the pregnancy. I was about 9 weeks pregnant. How did I tell my parents? And what was their reaction? So you can't hide anything from your mom. I know I can't. She literally knows everything about me. I was just acting really weird. I was being different than my normal pattern. I was sleeping more, so when I got out of school, I would come home and take a nap. That's just something I normally wouldn't do. And so she just started hinting at like, what's going on with you? Like, are you okay? You need to talk to me, you need to tell me what's going on. And I would never say anything. I figured I would hide it. I wasn't so much gaining weight because I didn't really show with Paris until I was like 5 months pregnant with her. But I was just, my moods had changed and I was just very, very tired. So she kept asking and I kept saying, nothing's wrong, I'm fine. But she knew deep down. So one Saturday, I think we were kind of going at it because my mom and I didn't really have the best relationship when I was a teenager. I was very, very disrespectful to her on a lot of fronts and didn't understand her. So this was another one of our days that we were fighting and she was like, I know something is going on with you. What is it? Why are you acting this way? And I just lost it. I'm like, the reason I'm acting weird is because I'm pregnant. And she lost it, like literally lost it. Crying, hysterical, like falling out. It was really bad. She actually was like, you know, we're not having a baby. You are going to college. You have your life set out for you. I'm the only child on my mother and father's side. So this was not at all a part of their equation. They had paid for my schooling, everything. So she was like, we're not having a baby. And she was very serious about that, like to the point of scheduling the appointment for an abortion and everything. So at that point, I really had no other option but to call my dad. I was so afraid to because I'm like, he's gonna kill me. My dad is a very, very strict disciplinarian. But when I called him, I got the opposite reaction. He was like, you know, it's fine. It's just a baby. It's not the end of the world. You're gonna be okay. He actually came down to Georgia to gather my mother up and get her together and to kind of like talk to her about it. One of the things that it really, really touches me and the shift for my mom was, she said she was in the shower one day and she kept hearing something like, Nana, Nana, like a voice. She was by herself. Now mind you, I was at my boyfriend's house, gone. No one was in the house and she kept hearing the voice. And so she turned the shower off and she's like, okay, I know I'm going crazy at this point. But the voice said to her, Nana, don't throw me away. And And sorry. She says at that point she knew that it was the baby speaking to her, and that it was the baby telling her, like, don't get rid of me, give me a chance. If you know my mother and Paris' relationship, then you'll know that this was beyond the physical realm. Like, they are so close, so close. And I know, and not even just from that incident, but just I know that without a shadow of a doubt, my daughter is the reason I'm the woman that I am today. I know that she was meant to be here, and it's bigger than me, and it's bigger than me being pregnant at 17. It was bigger than the situation. I know that that girl is supposed to be on this earth, and she's amazing. She's amazing. So the next part is telling close friends and family, did I lose any friends? So close friends and family, everyone was very shocked about it. They, couldn't believe it. Telling my friends, I can remember one time that we were at like a team party. I wasn't even drinking. I started getting nauseous, and we were driving home. I had to tell them like to pull over. Got out and threw up on the middle of the sidewalk, and I had to tell them like, yo, like I'm pregnant. And it was crazy. Like, most of them were very supportive. One girl I did dance with, I did dance team when I was in high school. Her parents wouldn't allow her to come to my baby shower, which I completely understand because I'm a parent now too. And you don't want to glorify that. But it did hurt my feelings. Don't get it misconstrued that girls who are pregnant, that are young, just are out here all willy-nilly and excited. For me, especially, I looked very young in the face. So people were judging, like, as soon as I walk up, they're like, oh, she looks like 15. And she has this big old belly. And it was very hard and very difficult of a time for me because I wasn't married, and I did go to church, and I was supposed to be abstinent, so all of those things came into play. I did lose a friend that was very close to me. I felt like she kind of distanced herself from me when I told her I was pregnant, and we were very close. It wasn't until we became adults, and now she's having her own daughter, and we're drawing back closer. And she realized how much I needed her in that time, and she just couldn't be there for me for whatever reason. It's just cool to be able to link back up and to sync that relationship back up with time. But yes, I did lose some friends. And also because I was in a toxic relationship. So a lot of people kind of distance themselves because, well, one, you're young and we want to go out and party, but also because they knew that my relationship wasn't. How did pregnancy mature me, and was I ready? So if you knew me when I was in high school, I was a kid. Like, I was in everything. I was a cheerleader, I was a dancer, I was in Leo's Club, I was in student government, I was a praise dancer at my church, I was an usher at my church, I was in everything. Like, literally my mom had to tell me, Amber, do not sign up for anything else. We can't do it. I was literally gone from 7 in the morning to 8 o'clock at night every single day because of practice or whatever, and school and whatever. And then on top of that, I was only a kid. I literally got anything I ever wanted, like ever wanted. Very spoiled. I did not have a job. I didn't know how to drive. So when I found out I was pregnant, everyone around me was like, how in the heck are you going to take care of a baby and you don't even take care of yourself? So it was in me when I found out that I'm pregnant, and especially when I got the comments of, your life is not going to amount to anything. I wanted to prove everyone wrong. So I was a senior in high school when I got pregnant. I made straight A's. Never have made straight A's in my entire life because I was that determined to rise my GPA so I can get into better colleges. I got my first job. I worked at Six Flags. I don't even think I told them I was pregnant. I had to hide it from there too, because I had they have the uniforms and the big shirts. So I was able to loosen my uniform pants and hang my shirt over it as my stomach was growing. But eventually I had to stop working there. I couldn't work there the entire pregnancy. But I was doing everything I could do to make sure this child was coming into the best position that she could not depending on anyone else. There was an option of me leaving her here in Georgia and going to college in Michigan. And that's not what I'm doing. Like, I appreciate you guys, but no, I'm raising my child. I'm gonna be her mom, nobody else. She's my responsibility. I got my license when I was pregnant. I was 6 months pregnant. Her dad actually taught me how to drive. It grew me up quickly. It took me from being the cared for little princess to I gotta get it in for my baby and make these things happen for her, and very, very fast. It matured me very, very fast in ways that a lot of my peers didn't. And I think now that's kind of an advantage, because now I think on another level, because I've always had to be an adult. From 17 years old, I literally had to start thinking for someone else. I have a whole nother person I have to care for. This kind of leads me into the relationship thing, because you have to have another level of maturity when you're not married and you're pregnant. In my mind, I thought we were gonna be together forever, right? Because we got the kid. No, that's not the case. Her father and I actually had a very, very toxic relationship. And it's not only on him, like, it's completely on me as well. We said nasty things to one another. We were physical with one another. We cheated on one another, him and me. It was just a very, very bad relationship. And when we split, he decided that he was gonna do his own thing. And that made me have to woman up. I have to be her custodial parent, basically. Even when he decided to check out. Because he was like, you know, we're not together no more, deuces. It's crazy how everything happens for a reason. I met Kendall the month I found out I was pregnant. So he's literally been a part of Paris's life forever. We were friends for a long time while her dad and I were still together. I went to college and we were always friends. But one thing is, he always accepted Paris as his own. He's always shown her so much love. I mean, even when his family was like, I remember one of his aunts was like, oh, so we're raising other people's babies now? He was like, this is my baby. Like, you know, he always stepped in and took complete ownership of Paris. My point was, I had to get out of the toxic relationship because it was not good for me and it wasn't good for my daughter. Now we've gotten to a place, and I'm telling you, it took years. My daughter is 10 years old. Now our relationship is great. He is very much involved in her life, financially and physically. But it took a very long time for us to get here. Fighting, bickering, putting myself first, putting his feelings first, bringing up stuff from the past that doesn't matter. I mean, we're still not perfect because it's still room to grow, but we've all made the decision to put Paris first, and that is what's helped us in co-parenting. I think it's so cool that she has such a unique parenting dynamic. She has mommy, she has Kendall, who's been her dad her entire life. She has her other dad, and I won't mention his name because, you know, that's other people's business, who is now becoming a part of her life, but she can learn so much about, because she acts like him in a lot of ways. And I think it's cool for her to be able to see that part of it too and not miss out on that. And then for all of us to come together and just love on her and just have her as our #1 priority, making her the main reason that we all have to stay on the same page. And it's very difficult with 3 people. But I think that because we are learning that, it makes for her to have a beautiful perspective of what family can look like and what mature adults who love the kid look like. So anyway, I know this video is probably really long, but I just wanted to say, if you find yourself to be in a situation where you're pregnant at a young age, please don't listen to the people around you are saying about your life being over. That was something that was a scarlet letter for me, because I felt like I disappointed my family so much. And I disappointed myself so much. I was like, this can't happen to me. And it did. For a long time, I felt like I was less than my peers because I had this baby. I felt like I wasn't going to be successful because I had to start college late or leave college because of the baby. I had to go work or for whatever reason. And let me just say to you, that is not the truth. That is a lie. You make your life whatever it is you want it to be. Whether you want to be successful, whether someone else will come in and love you and your child as if they're their own, whether you will be able to have your own business or have a career. One blimp in your life does not determine the outcome. I know that if I didn't have Paris, I would not go as hard as I do. I know that if I wouldn't have all my other kids, I wouldn't go as hard as I do. But I go hard. I work hard because I know it's not about me. She gave me my reason to get out here and grind and figure out life and do what I gotta do. So I just hope that this inspires you. I hope you guys liked it. If you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next video.